Lubellion gets searching for the Magna Hut. When do we want to? So you'd be thinking, DK, should I chain my Bestial to the effect of Lubellion to summon on the field? No, it does not activate. So as soon as there's a level 6 or higher dragon on the field, you probably want to quickly initiate that banish right away. We're going to grab the Wyvern Burster, banishing from the graveyard a special summon. Shokan to the Striker Dragon, the Bestial Lubellion requiring a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon on the field to even summon. So there's no moment it could summon yet, so we could wait, we could chill. We're going to grab the Collapsed Serpent. Collapsed Serpent could banish the Wyvern Burster to summon itself onto the field. We got the Boot Sector Launcher, which could summon a rocket that we do not have in the hand yet. But we could search for a rocket with the effect of the Romulus by searching for a Ravine. Collapsed Serpent, grabbing another Wyvern Burster, which is limited to 1 in TCG. So right here, this is too broken for TCG, having 2 Wyvern Burster. What do you think about that? Is that a big deal? What's going on? We're going to discard our second copy of the Wyvern Burster, sending the Absol which will search for our rocket that we could summon with the Boot Sector launch. We can also normal summon it. We have not committed to our normal summon yet. Returning our Wyvern Burster to randomly draw into our Regained. Normal summoning our Rocket Synchron, and we are now going to chain our Bestial onto the Absol Router instead of stopping the Bestial Lubellion from summoning. We maybe should have regained first. If we regained first, then you banish from our graveyard. We could have then returned the Absol Router back to the bottom of the deck and then drawn 1, but that's okay. Rocket Tracer going to be popping the Ravine, special summoning our level 4 non-tuner, banishing from the graveyard to summon the Magna Hut. That will trigger the Regained. And even if it's an extra deck monster, you still get to draw 1 off of putting it to the bottom of the extra deck, which is kind of sus to me. We are going to be tributing for Bestial Lubellion, grabbing the Branded Beast, which will pop a card on the field by tributing a dragon as long as we control a Bestial. Now, Pisty wants to make a baby, but you can't make a baby unless you have another link pointing to where it wants to make a baby with. And now we're going to be summoning that baby, the Rocket Tracer. Double point, get to summon. Now, the Striker Dragon will pop a monster you control to then add a rocket in the graveyard back to the hand, and then if the monster was destroyed, the Recharger discards to then summon itself back onto the field. We now have Chaos Ruler, top 5 cards of the deck, light or dark among those 5, add 1 of them to the hand, the rest go to the grave. We have used up our normal summon as we are adding a light or dark. The Nocto Vision states that if a Dark Dragon is summoned, you could special summon the Nocto Vision. Now, this is not a Dark Dragon, but we're discarding the Fairy Tale Snow to spin the Bestial on the field back into the deck. And now we're making the Link 5 Unstoppable Borland Dragon. Cannot be destroyed by battle, cannot be targeted by card effects of monsters, it can negate a monster on the field, and you cannot chain to it activating, and it summons a rocket from the grave. So we're going to negate our own monster to summon a rocket from the graveyard, and now Shokan into Masquerena, which will link up during the opponent's turn. Branded Beast right now is actually dead. You need to control a Bestial to then tribute the dragon to then get poppin'. We have Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, which will be able to negate any card on the field, backed up by Maxi, Ash Blossom, Monster Negate, and Masquerena Link Up Mate. Regain is going to be summoning the Bestial, which will turn on the Branded Beast to be able to pop a card on the field. We are allowing the mill, not negating with the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, milling a Scream to search for a trap, whiffed it on the mill, Magna Hut activating to search for a dragon during the end phase, and it's any dragon. Not a Bestial Dragon, not even a high dragon. It could be a small dragon, big dragon, any dragon. Why is there no restriction? Who knows? Bestial able to make it to the battle phase to take out the Masquerena to stop that Link summon, which only works during the main phase. We're now making a Dark. Dark will summon the Masquerena from the graveyard, which we could Beast Pop it because then it's not going to be able to summon to where it's pointing to since it's no longer there. Or we could negate it, which you can't change the negate, and then we're going to summon a rocket from the Grave Mate. If the Dark gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, it will search for a Dark monster. Set pass. These are dead. Completely dead. Sulliot Crime, dead. You need a Tearlament on the field in order to activate them. We're going to Bestial Lubellion, discard to add a Baldrake from the deck to the hand. Will Baldrake be limited to 1 on the next ban list? I don't think it's that good. We're going to be banishing the Striker Dragon to summon the Bestial Druid Swarm, regain, return it back into the deck to then draw 1. Baron to floor, pop in the Sulliak, which can now search for a Hovness. Get Hobbin. And I don't want to play around Hovness. I'm just going to negate. No, thank you, mate. We also have Omni Negate with Baron to Floor on the Search with Dark. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend can only negate a card on the field. Baldrake has the additional effect if they summon a monster from the extra deck, you could banish it by tributing another monster you control. There's the Hovness, but I'm done activating. And just like that, lethal damage, decimating a Tearlament player with Dragon Link Bestial. Very nice. Now, Hermetic Seal being a non-dark, you have to summon your non-darks before you activate the effect of your Rocket Tracer, locking you into dark. This will trigger our Agido to special summon onto the field, and that's it. Just special summon. We got a level 4 body, making our rank 4 exceed easier to make. And now we are going to, this is kind of a weird thing to do, because if I Bestial you, you now can chain Bestial to my Bestial, which you could not have done because I didn't have a monster on the field, but now I do. So this does turn on the Bestials. We are going to banish, and we are going to chain to the effect of the Magna Hut searching during the end phase. I am going to Bestial chain to your Bestial only because you have a Agido on the field right now to banish my Lubellion, which I very much wanted to use. So it's still a downside, but you now do not have a Bestial on your side of the field. And now we got Baron de Floor. We're also, we have no fear of even having to play around an impermanence, but now we do. That's okay. We're taking out so you can't rank 4 exceed much easier. We're not going to negate and destroy the Baldrake. We're allowing it to be summoned. Baldrake number 2, double Baldrake, rank 6 exceed. No, just beat down the field, double 25. We are large and in charge. We're going to chain to the Heavenly Spheres to summon and mill 3. Baron de Floor is going to negate and destroy the Hovness mate as the Magna Hut banishes to summon itself. Our Bestial will chain, banish the card you're targeting so you do not get to summon, but you'll be able to use your effect next turn. It is a hard once per turn. Negate, destroy. That's going to trigger a fusion, unless we negate. Are we going to be negating? We are not. Well, I mean, we already did. We negated Hovness, so Hovness now activates and we have no negate. And we used our Bestial to counter your Bestial, so we don't have a Bestial to counter your fusion. That's kind of sus. I think so. We're going to Rhino Heart on summon, send Merly, and now we're going to Kit Cal, send itself, summon Merly, mill 8. I don't know about using Bestial to stop Bestial when we're playing against Tearlament. Probably best to save it for just the fusion summoning effects. Scream is going to be activating to search for a trap. Kelbeck is going to be milling 5. Alrighty, are we triggering anything here? Goodbye to our field spell. We got the Sully to search for a monster. We already used up our normal summon. Sharon's going to get Fusion. We got Diviner in the graveyard, so Merly can make an Elf. Elf could reborn Diviner, and then Diviner can make a Baron de Floor of our own with the Rhino Heart. That is a play, which I think we're going right for that play. We're going to Garura draw 1 off of making the Elf, and now we have an activatable triple tactics talent. Exactly what I said, but actually making a rank 6 exceed instead of the Baron de Floor. Beatrice will be able to send any card from our deck to the graveyard, sending a Merly, triggering a fusion, and that's going to be a Kaleido Heart on summon to spin a card on the field back into the deck. Into D, we're main phase 2. We tried to battle with our Bestials. We have a Sulik to negate anything, untargetable Kaleido, activatable Beatrice, which will trigger the Kaleido and perform a fusion into a Rukalos. The Boot Sector launch is attempting to summon from the graveyard rockets, but we're going to spin those rockets back into the deck so you get to summon nothing. You would have been able to summon up to 2 rockets from the grave. Grass looking green, a ton of cards just got milled. And what does that do for us? Nothing activatable off of that mill, but we do have the Bestial Lubellion, which could tribute the Saranir, which is now being spun back into the deck, so now we can't summon the Bestial Lubellion. That is a rip. Now we're going to Shokan into Kit Cal off of our fusion summon. This is all thanks to the Sprite Elf summoning the Merly, triggering the Kaleido, triggering the fusion. Shokan into Rukalos, which will now negate the ability to fusion summon, and I'm just going to end my turn because what the heck is going on? Kaleido's going to send to the graveyard, reborn from the graveyard, send a Tearlament to trigger another fusion summon, or instead search for a Tearlament, grabbing a Rhino, which we don't even have room to summon. We didn't even have to use our Beatrice effect that turn. And we are now going to link off the sprite. For some reason, it's linkable beyond the turn it is summoned, which it totally should not be. But we're not linking with it anyway. We're making a gigantic sprite, big enough to take out the Baron to floor. And just like that, lethal damage. Game 1 of Tearlaments versus Dragon Link. Let's go. I think we should save the Bystials for the fusion summoning. If they Bystial us, I don't know. I think like we have to allow it. That's the benefit of playing Tearlaments Bystial. You can't really counter their Bystial, your Bystial. Save it for the fusion. T-set? Oh my Jesus. What? Everything's dead. We have Magna Hut though. Magna Hut will be able to stop a fusion. And you could shuffle the fusion back on the monster that's being targeted for the fusion to stop the Magna Hut from being summoned, but you're still stopping your own fusion. But the Magna Hut's now not on the field. All right, it is a hard once per turn activation, so we cannot use it. Sully, it cannot be used. Scream does not matter that there's a Tearlament on the field. It's that you need to control the Tearlament. That's a big booty on that Crystal Beast Emerald. You put into the back row. Is there any benefit to putting this in the back row? Wait, you like play like Twin Twister, pop it, pop another card? What the heck? That's not Twin Twister, Double Cyclone that is. We're gonna use Magna Hut to try to target the Fairy Tale Snow, and instead of activating Fairy Tale Snow, because we don't have that many cards in the graveyard to banish, we're just gonna return the Snow back in the deck, denying Magna Hut a second time. What is good? Wait, this Hell Shadow is level 9? I've always looked at it like a small monster. I never looked at its attack or defense. That's crazy. We are going into beatdown mode. We know the opponent has a Bystial. So if we were to make a Time Thief Redoer, detach the Sharon, it would just be essentially negated. Wow. Bystials simplify the game state. They turn a full-blown Tearlaments mirror match into Boomer Yu-Gi-Oh! No extra deck, just negate the fusion and beat down. I think that they're too large for what they do. 2,500 across the board on all of the Bystials, that's insanity.